Hi everyone, today I have created a very basic look and this is specially for Raksha Bandhan, and I have kept it very basic because Raksha Bandhan is celebrated especially in the day and I wanted to have this a very basic minimal makeup. So let's start. Okay, so first of all I am going to prep my skin. So I have used a toner, it's a rose water toner. Then I am moisturizing my face and I'm using a Nivea moisturizer. You can use any moisturizer of your choice. Then in a very slow motion, I am massaging my face as this will help me to pull down all the swollen limbs that I have near my cheek area, near my jawline. And you need to softly do this. After this, I'm going to use a primer and I'm using a primer from Colorbar. So wherever you have open pores, you can apply that. So I'm using it on my cheek, near my nose area and just above my forehead. After this, I am applying a lip balm. Guys, after every step, I'm at least taking 1 minute of break and then I'm applying another product. Okay, now let's start concealing or correcting. So first I'm using an orange corrector. This is from LA Girl. Since I have pigmentation around, dark pigmentation around my mouth area, so hence I will be using a little more orange corrector. And I'm using this brush from PAC. This is a concealer brush. And with a very soft hand, I am going to push the product into my skin. You can see I am taking my time and doing it very nicely as I don't want to have any kind of issues if the skin or it's not prepped or the concealer corrector is not done proper, because this is a base and we need to fix the base properly. I'm also applying it on my forehead because I also have dark patches. You can say, it's because of suntan. I do have a patch on my forehead, so I have even applied the orange corrector there. People with a lighter skin, they can go for a peach corrector. Now, I am applying a corrector. This is basically, you can also call it as a concealer. I am going to conceal the corrector that I've applied. Okay, and I'm just going to apply it on those same spaces where I have applied the orange corrector. Okay, so the first step would be that you put a corrector, then you put a concealer, and then you will apply a foundation. Now if I apply a foundation just below the orange corrector will reflect, or even if it doesn't reflect, it will start turning gray. So it's always encouraged that you put a corrector, then you put a concealer which is matching to your skin, and then you apply a foundation. I have done the mistake of putting a corrector, orange corrector, and then a foundation, and I always notice why is my skin, the face turning gray. Okay, now after this, I'm going to apply a foundation. This foundation is from K Beauty, and my shade number is 180Y, 180Y. Okay, and with a blending sponge, you can say damp blending sponge, I am going to dab the foundation into my skin. You can also use a brush or you can also use your fingers, your hands, your palms. I think this is the best tool that you have when it comes to base foundation. So if you see, while I was doing my makeup, I have used brushes, but after every step I'm also using my hands, my fingers, so that the product gets melted and it gets the warmth of my hands. So it's always preferable that you use any tool, whether it be a brush, whether it be a sponge, but then come back to your hands again. Okay, now I'm going to use a cream contour, and this product is from Swiss Beauty. So I'm just putting it, you can see, near the hollow of my cheekbone, and then on my nose, and then on my forehead, and then on my jawline. I still feel, guys, this the stick that I'm using, the contour stick, see the formulation is good, but I still feel, it should have been a little darker. This is a darkest shade in in brown, but I think there should have been, more deep than this. So I'm using the same brush and I'm just pushing that into my skin. After this, I'm using the damp beauty blender and I'm just dabbing wherever I have done the contouring. You just need to push the product into your skin, and I'm doing that on my nose as well. Okay, so now I'm going to highlight my under eyes and my nose, so which I have used the Forever 52 concealer palette, and I'm using a shade which is lighter than my skin tone, and I've applied it under my eyes, my nose, the bridge of my nose, slightly between my eyebrow, just on above the eyebrows. And I'm going to use a small beauty blender, and I'm just going to again push the product into my skin. You can see how softly I am doing it. There is no pressure. I'm not putting any pressure. It's okay. You can take your time, to fix the base first. But then it has to be done with soft hands. You cannot, if you, push the product, doesn't mean that you need to do it very harshly. Otherwise, you will see, harsh lines on your face. Okay. Now let's do the cheek, and I am using this is a very nice Etude House. Yes, that's the name of the product. Hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. And I'm using this particular shade of theirs. It's a lovely shade, but uh, the only thing what I feel is I cannot use this tint during summers, because since it's like an it's a little oily, so it might just come off during the summer season, but in winter it's good. Even in rains, like it's pretty good. So I applied that also on my nose, just a little on my nose, and I'm doing that on the other side of my cheek as well. Now let's come back to eyebrows now. So we are done with the base, guys. Now we are moving on to the eyes. So I'm just going to brush my eyebrows, and I'm going to use a palette. This is a mask palette, and I'm going to mix dark and black shade. So I'm not going to use the darkest one or the brown one also. I'm just going to mix it. And since I've mentioned that it's a very basic makeup and we're not doing any glossy or any party look, I want something that, especially when you're at home, since you're not in front of the camera or anything like that, and you're just in natural light, too much of makeup, too much of overly done eyebrows can be seen. It will be very visible. So with a very light hand, I'm just filling up, actually. Yeah, that's the best way to say that. I'm just filling up the eyebrows wherever I feel there's a slight patch or something. I'm doing that. And since, if you can see, I also have a huge gap between my eyebrows, but I'm not going to make it closer or anything like that, because in natural light it does look weird. At least if you're if you're in front of a camera, or if there's a shoot or something, that's still okay. But in natural lights, if I'm putting any extra color to make my eyebrows longer, from the start, it looks very weird. Okay, so I'm done with the eyebrows. Now I'm just going to highlight above my eyelid, on the eyelid and above my eyebrows, so that I get a beautiful shape. You can even see that when I complete this look, using a small beauty blender. I'm just going to dab this. And the color that I'm also using, it's not going to be a very lighter color or a very darker color. It should melt into your skin. Likewise, now if you can see, it looked a little lighter, but then when I'm going to dab it, it will melt in my skin. We don't want to show that you have used a different color. It should just look the same. If you can just notice my right eyebrows, it's looking so well defined at the moment. Now I'm going to use a palette from Huda Beauty, and this is the Naughty palette, and I'm going to use a brown shade, and I'm just going to put it all over my eyelids. I'm not going to make any the eyeshadow any fancy, just a basic eyeshadow. I've taken a big fluffy brush, you can say, and over all the lid, and also near the you can see just below my brow bone also I have applied the eyeshadow. Doing it on the other eye as well. Now I am going to apply a shimmer. I'm applying the shimmer by my fingers. I'm not using any brush, because Huda's eye shimmers which is there in the palette, they're beautiful. I mean, it's not like if I am taking it with the brush or something, it will not catch up. But still, I personally feel that applying it with the finger will stay, the shimmer stays well. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm lining my eyeliner, because I don't want to use an eyeliner. I'm just going to buff it out. So if you can see, I've used a kajal. I've just applied a kajal, normal kajal, and now I'm just buffing it out to just give a very light smoky look. And actually, guys, this is this is one of my favorite way of putting an eyeliner. I am not a big fan of eyeliners. I love kajal and I like to buff it out, and this is how I like to do it. Doing it on the other eyes as well. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we are going to apply a mascara. For that, I'm just curling my eyebrows, just applying my mascara here. I have used the L'Oreal Paris Voluminous Lash Paradise mascara. Yes, and now I am using a Charmisi translucent powder. It's a beautiful powder. Let me tell you guys. Though I have a brown skin, and it is been said that I need to use a banana powder, which is of course good, but you need to also try this powder. It's so fine. It's so beautiful, and when you apply makeup, you might find, or the natural sebum coming out of your face, but this powder definitely controls that sebum that you get, that oil, the natural oil that you see. So I just love this Charmacy powder. It's a translucent powder. I'm applying it all over my face, but then again, uh, that I am not just putting the sponge in the powder and applying it on my face. I'm dusting it first on my hands, on the palms, and then applying it, because I do not want any extra powder to come on my face. Okay, I right now what I'm doing is I am just going to waterline my eyes, and I'm using the same brown color which I used on my eyelid, and with a very small brush I'm going to do that. You can see the difference, guys. When you waterline, your eyes looks really beautiful. Okay, now I'm going to line my lips, and I am using this lip liner from Swiss Beauty. I don't remember the shade, I mean the number of this lip pencil. Yeah, I don't remember that. Yes, and I think I've used it so much that it's not even mentioned anywhere. And the lipstick that I'm using is from Maybelline, and I also don't remember the Maybelline shade. I did take it. I mean, I think that's my third, fourth buy of this lipstick. I just love this particular color. It's a very maroon pink. You can say not a very not a maroon color in the darker side, but it's a very the lighter maroon, you can say. Now I'm using a makeup fixer. This is from Daily Forever 52, and it's a beautiful makeup fixer, guys. Let me tell you, I mean, it's such fine particles in that, that if if you apply it, you don't feel heaviness on your face, and it's a very long lasting. So yeah, guys, I think I'm done with the makeup. I have not applied any highlighter because this was a very natural and day makeup. I did not want any kind of glitter showing on my face, so I've just kept it very very basic. Hope you've liked this video, guys, and do let me know and comment down how did you like it. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe my channel, and people who have already subscribed, thank you so much. See you soon. Take care. Bye bye, everyone.